Welcome to the Making of YOR, a podcast where we turn ideas into game mechanics for our upcoming tabletop RPG, YOR. If you'd like to stay up to date on the developments of YOR, head over to our Discord. Link is in the description. And we are back.
Howdy, everybody. We're going to do our last class today.
Hopefully. I mean, we'll have to double back on the Artificer probably at some point, so he's not technically finished. But
we need magic items, and we didn't want to break off just to do those.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's something left on the Scholar, because I didn't ever change him to black text like he was finished.
Oh.
But I feel like it's done-ish.
Yeah, he looks 2 for every archetype.
Yeah, no, it looks done. So I'm going to change it to black text.
Hell yeah.
He'll still have to go through probably a revision like everything else.
Yep.
But, all right, Immortal, which we have done some work on.
Yeah.
We've got features, I think, finished, save probably the skill bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, before we get started. The last time we played, we leveled up.
We did. We played our first tier 2 classes.
Yeah, we played tier 2, and everybody, applied their skill bonuses, which they got just numbers from a class.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, those are predetermined. There's a couple that...
Yeah, you can float around or pick, but for the most part.
It got me thinking on what our other sources are, clarifying that, and whether or not we want there to be any points that you just get for leveling up. Because I started thinking we do have in path.
Yeah.
Right? We define them as in path, which would be that you would get skill points that you'd be able to put
in path skills.
Yeah, on a limited basis. Currently, though, with skill points that are coming from a class, a path you pick, those just ignore whether or not something's in path
or not,
because we just gave them skill points for a certain thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think
we will go back and change those and give everybody 2.
Yeah, instead of predefine it, which I think we were capturing what is the class by giving them specific skill points. But I'm starting to think we just shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a better way. I think it's good that we did this first so that we have an idea of where their strength should be. But if we wanted to whack 1 or 2 of those off.
Yeah. It makes me think we should probably, it should just be you get skill points and you assign them
every level
based on your path system that we already made. And we'll start with probably 2 at each tier. Mm-hmm. It might be better that 3 at each tier is what we end up going to. I don't know that classes should probably have disparity in how many skill points they get.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think barbarian classes should get less than expert classes or whatever. But yeah, I think we maybe just get rid of that whole you get +1 rune lore, +1.
Oh, I still think we should keep some of those.
Oh, okay.
But I think
as additional bonuses for specific, probably archetypes.
Maybe
more so than classes. Archetypes should get a bonus. But a class should just you get 2 to put anywhere when you level up.
But we'll go through and, figure out which ones we gave them bonuses on and pare them down a little bit here. So we'll probably get rid of most of it, but some of them will stay.
Yeah. I know there's a few that we did intentionally put in archetypes. So those particular archetypes.
Yeah, the ones in archetypes will almost certainly stay. The ones in classes may not.
Yeah. And so that means that people with skills in archetypes technically will get more skill points than others.
Yeah.
But those aren't really based on a path. Those are that archetype shines in a way, and the best way to represent the archetype being better at something is to just give it a point in a skill check.
So you're just better at something.
Yeah. Since almost everything is resolved with a skill check, that's the best place to put it. Okay. So Immortal.
Yeah.
Done their features. We've got Key Blast guy, which does Key Blast stuff, which we did on Mike.
Mm-hmm.
And then we messed with
Ascetic a little bit.
Yeah, we've got a little bit roughed out for him. I guess we actually didn't do much on our last off mic. We did other things.
But we talked about stuff like statuses and combos and
yeah, we came up with some whole new game features.
Yeah. How do we get people to work together and incentivize them mechanically?
Statuses. That'll be fun to build.
Yep.
Okay, so ascetic applies conditions or maybe statuses.
What do you think about his iron body stuff getting a little better?
Yeah.
Like he gets more DR.
So
like he gets another point of DR or something.
Going to come from expert or
mystic.
Mystic.
Yeah.
Mystic has armor proficiency.
Yeah. We could put in there that he can't own armor or he can't wear armor.
Oh, you mean ascetic? The ascetic specifically getting an improved version.
Gets an improved version, and he can't wear armor or have weapons.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Improved iron body.
Yeah, it's your DR and natural weapon damage are improved by 1.
Sure.
Oh, maybe it's while you're not wearing armor or wielding a weapon.
Yeah. Okay. I like that. And it's also something that can grow.
Yeah.
Because I think ascetic is in particular one of those things that, like, late game, if we build it that way, late game, he should have one of the strongest classes.
Mm-hmm.
If not the strongest class.
Yeah,
he's not going to have access to magical armors and magical weapons.
He just turns into an unkillable beat stick.
Yeah, has got to get very strong. Okay. So the applies conditions or maybe statuses. So we were thinking something like range of touch, real debilitating stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I still like that starvation, dehydration thing.
Yeah. Which was, you mean just kind of emulating what the sorcerer's abilities? Or the witch? It was the witch that had curses.
I don't know. Maybe we want more of like a buff mechanic for party members instead. He comes off mystic.
Good. I mean, yeah. Yeah, witch comes off mystic as well. But witch is very thematically cursey.
Yeah.
And immortal wouldn't have to be. So yeah, maybe ways to help allies that are different than helping hands.
Mm-hmm.
Because we already got like helping hands and healing hands from the mystic for removing conditions and giving bonuses to rolls. There's not a ton of systems to interact with, so it is kind of tough. Buffs and debuffs both, especially buffs, I think, are harder to generate because there's just not a ton of systems, and we've already given like some pretty wide sweeping generic buffs. Like helping hands is just like I make you better at
it's here, whatever. Have a guidance.
Have a guidance / bless.
Throw that thing around.
But they get that in lieu of getting a second attack, which everyone else gets.
It's some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and so an additional buff is a really powerful buff like that, I think, is the balance point that we need, but it also does make it hard to come up with.
Others.
Yeah. Maybe the ascetic. So iron body, we wanted it improved, say in DR natural weapon. Maybe the ascetic should also get some other kind of, it may not be party buffing, because I think cleric and druid kind of encapsulate the continuation of improved party buffing off, because they're the straight lines off the mystic. So they're really the ones, I think, the only ones that have to encapsulate. We're focused on party buffing. But it could be self buffing. Or it could be like improved body or mind saves, like maybe buffs to those.
Oh, maybe,
because that would probably be an appropriate self improvement.
I mean, body and mind save improving by 1. It's good, but I don't know if it's cool enough to be. Because I want something that's like cool for them to do. They've got their like nifty little passive there.
Would you, instead of it being a static buff, should it be something with interaction?
It should probably cost vigor, right?
Sure. Yeah, because we only have the movement ability that you can spend on in features, so we definitely do want stuff to spend on in the archetype here. I like that, but I do still like the idea of weakening opponents in some way, but I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, all right, so let's come up with some conditions that would be cool to apply, and then we can figure out what those statuses do. Dazed or stunned.
Yeah, they could be, they could be, like generic CC type stuff. I was trying to think, I don't know. Thematically, I was trying to think what would fit very much in theme with like the aesthetic type thing. Like a response to this is silly and not mechanically viable. But let's say that particular enemy has a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I know that doesn't fit, but like, so they have something that they're really buffed in. They have a lot of, and so you're able to like diminish them in some other way.
Okay.
So like maybe if it was like a really you're not working with enough information as the player there. I was gonna say, like, let's say it was somebody with a lot of body or something, like a really high body save. Like you could hurt their mind save or like some type of balance.
But what about in a grapple, while you're grappling them, you can leech some of their power and treat them as treated as a tier lower than they are.
Okay.
Like you can suck a tear out of somebody.
I'm not going to write that down.
Okay. Pretty happy with it, though.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
Call it the suck with 2 C's.
I don't know. Okay, so what if it's some type of balancing mechanic?
Okay.
Like a transference or a balance. So like, I don't know, like a way to like equalize HP.
Okay, I just don't know like the twin dreadnought bosses in Deep Rock.
Yeah. Like, what if there's a way that you could either equalize allies' HP or equalize, like, make an enemy take like a portion of a damage they did to you, or
swap HP pools.
Like some kind of something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They come off of Mystic, they're gonna have healing hands or helping hands. They come off of Expert, they'll have the good action.
Okay. Aside from the whole sucking a tear out.
Yeah.
The idea of like a skill that's like humble them or something like that makes them be treated as a tier lower.
Yeah.
Until the end of turn or something like that. I think that's actually good.
Okay.
I think that is it fits in our system well, and it's easy to calculate. Like for the DM, it's easy to figure out. Like that doesn't really mean anything specifically unless somebody makes a skill check against them or makes them save something, and then you just know that
they're 1 tier lower than.
Yeah. I think that is really mechanically
that feels
simple.
like a status.
It's simple to handle. Well, it wouldn't. It would. Yeah, it would be a status. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a till the end of turn.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about just making 3 or 4 statuses and then giving them a point cost and just saying you can afflict one of these with a touch?
Yeah. I think so.
All right, and then
I love the status mechanic.
Yeah, the 3 cost can be reduced by a tier.
Okay, so naming scheme like virtuous properties.
The 7 heavenly virtues kind of
like,
thing.
The virtuous properties of a person.
All right,
so
cool.
like humility is going to be 3 vigor, reduce them a tier. So pick like a thing and he'll like offset you with one of those.
Yeah. Charity until end of turn, you take the damage ally would have, or the mark would have taken. No, that won't work because that won't combo.
So it could be come up with a different, I don't know what I guess you could look up the words and we figure out, but one of them could be that they take damage equal to the, well, it wouldn't be a status.
Yeah, they're trying to keep them to things that.
Yeah.
Humility, kindness, abstinence.
Interesting.
Yeah. Patience, diligence. There's like several different versions of these, apparently. Chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, and humility. Patience would be good, like a slowed.
Well, again, though.
Oh, yeah.
if it's till the end of this turn. Well, maybe they aren't. I don't know. Maybe these aren't statuses because these aren't exactly things that you would interact with either. Like, at least in the current iteration of them.
Yeah, they could just work like statuses, but not be statuses. I don't know. Well, because humility would work that way because it'd work as a combo.
So there's another option here.
Yeah.
Statuses. They could be statuses, but we could change statuses from working. We could change statuses from lasting until the end of your turn.
Yeah.
To lasting until the start of your next turn.
Okay.
So they're one turn. So a full actual turn.
So yeah, you could still get them on the reaction.
So yeah, if there's a combo, then you could combo with it on the reaction.
Yeah.
If there's a negative that is inherently a part of the status, it will still affect them on their turn.
Okay, yeah, I think that'll probably work. That's not too much harder to keep track of and makes our job a lot easier.
Yeah, they're handing out statuses, the players on their turn. And you know that those creatures have those statuses
until the players go again. Yep.
I think that's
yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Charity, drop whatever they're holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, take damage that would have been dealt to your ally. Oh, yeah, we drop items for charity.
2 vigor?
Yeah.
Are these going to have saves associated with them?
I don't think statuses probably have saves.
Okay. So, dropping whatever you're holding.
All right.
Is that a status? That feels like an effect.
Yeah, probably not. Let's go back to the take damage to your ally one instead.
I do like the idea of drop, but that feels that
may be a higher order.
Yeah, that is just an effect. That's not really a status.
Yeah,
unless the status is they can't hold things in their hands.
Yeah.
So patience.
Yeah.
Could be one where they lose. Like they have to pick only one action.
Oh yeah, it's a similar thing. Temperance could be no move speed. That's all about restraint, self-restraint.
Well, yeah. So I was actually thinking of it to be stronger, but you can't make an attack.
Oh yeah. Well, it's also the witches thing. Don't they have that?
They have they have the one where you have to choose which action.
Oh yeah.
You can only take one of 3 actions.
Okay. I mean, temperance touch, you can't make attacks this turn.
Yeah. You're unable to make attacks.
Yeah.
Any kind of attack? How would we define that? Not unable to make basic attacks.
Yeah, unable to make basic or
Or unable, well, temperance, another way to interpret it would be unable to expend resource.
Oh, yeah. Unable to expend resource. That's another good one.
That could be temperance.
Yeah. Another 2. Because that means they can't do it every turn.
Okay, yeah. Humility 3, temperance 2. So patience could be unable to make a basic attack.
Yeah.
So you could still do a resource attack, I guess, or a resource ability, but they wouldn't be able to make a basic attack.
Yeah.
That's kind of then it comes down to how good is the player's game knowledge.
Yeah.
So like,
I can do
if
one
I
of
know,
these.
I know if they now have no resource, then basic attacks are all they're going to be able to do. So I'll eliminate that.
Yeah.
Or it's like, well, I know they've got a full resource pool. I'm going to force them to only make basic attacks.
Yeah. I like that. Maybe the basic attack one's only 1 point.
Well, you'd be able to lock a player out from ever attacking, or an individual creature from ever attacking.
Well, just from basic attacks.
That's true, from basic attacks.
And it also means that second turn, they're going to have resource and you won't.
Yeah.
Because monsters generate 1 per teammate.
Yeah.
So the more powerful the creature, the less useful that one is. So I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, and you are giving up an action.
Mm-hmm. And you have to touch them.
Yeah.
And if that's, not balanced, we can change it later. But
okay, that feels fine. I think that's all we need to do for now.
Awesome.
We can we can add more, I think, at a later tier.
Yeah, I think those are good for a tier 1 or a tier 2 aesthetic.
Yeah.
All right. Drunken Master.
Before we start building.
Yeah.
Do we want that? Because
Yeah.
the predication of Drunken Master is going to be an interaction with items in the game.
Yeah.
We have not,
done that.
Functionally, their skills have to in some way be tied to, consuming an item in the game. We have not done that with anything else, and I don't know that I love the concept of... I feel like Drunken Master skills should be like a boon.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
I feel like that shouldn't be a mainline class.
Yeah, it's alcoholism is a boon class. Got it.
Yeah. Agreed. Alcoholism is a boon class.
Cool. All right.
Or a boon, either a boon class or just a boon, or an epic boon, or I don't know. But
all right. What do instead? We have Key Blast Guy. We have Ascetic. The other archetypes. The Young Master. Because we could definitely give them a face option. Yeah, Iron Fist. How about a Wanderer?
mechanically.
Movement speed.
I mean, they already got plus 30 movement speed.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
At some point, I don't know what there would be functionally any benefit to having more.
We just call him a hero and give him some hero point stuff.
I don't hate that.
Give him some ally defense and.
I do. I think the concept of I'm a little hesitant to do that. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I do want other hero point stuff existing in the game. I'm a little hesitant to tie it to a class.
Yeah.
Because I actually think what we really should do regarding hero points is spend a little time developing more things you can do with a hero point.
Okay.
And making clear mechanics that anybody can use hero points to do these things.
Yeah.
More than just the treat it as a tier higher for a check.
Yeah.
I think we need some other options.
Mm.
And I like the, humans get another hero point, or they get additional hero
Yeah,
points.
they get twice as many.
Yeah, they get 2. And I like the idea of getting additional hero points as a boon.
Yeah.
Associated with something. But I am a little hesitant to make it a class or a archetype.
Flip Wizard. I wasn't really prepared to come up with a third one. I should have been thinking about this.
No, I wasn't either. But as soon as I saw Drunken Master, I thought, oh, that.
I mean, he doesn't have to interact with alcohol.
I get that, and so maybe we should go with the idea.
Technically, they don't actually drink; they just move around like they're drunk. That's the style.
Yeah. Well, then maybe we. I actually was thinking about the idea of somebody who can spend resource to make extra attacks or do stuff like that, which would just be a more punchy version.
Yeah.
Which I don't have a problem with maybe just making that. I was trying to think of something, I don't know, I guess more unique than just better at hit stuff, but better at hit stuff is not necessarily like a problem. That's not a bad class.
Yeah. Because they're all about swaying around and in an unpredictable ways to make you miss and then punching you in weird spots because they're not where you expect them to be. And fucking quad strength. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. I still feel like maybe Drunken Master should be attached to a boon.
Okay.
As something like you could acquire, but wouldn't have to, I mean, from a theme standpoint, we have Ascetic, which has CC stuff.
All right.
That has control. Yeah. We have Key Blast Guy, which is additional damage options.
All right.
Range and everything else. The other thematic archetypes that we've tended to lean into were faces, or has a follower.
Okay. We could do both.
Yeah.
It's whatever, like Noble Scion or Young Master, or that kind of you come from a line of these people, and you just got a little dude that follows you around.
Yeah, could do that. The other thing that we've done a couple of times is greater downtime benefits.
Okay.
Helps the party is more generally making the party better.
Yeah. I mean, you hate to do the Avatar.
What do you mean?
Like the Avatar.
Oh.
You have 4 elements.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, we did that kind of with the Barbarian, but yeah, the because there is a monk subclass.
Yeah, the Way of the 4 Elements monk, which sucks ass.
Yeah, it does. And
I don't know, maybe we do that just so that we can prove it can be done good.
Yeah, maybe. Key Blast. We already got Key Blast guy though, which shoots, range damage and does stuff like that. And I feel like if you were going to do a Way of the 4 Elements, you would inevitably want to interact a little bit with having ranged features in those elemental damage types.
Yeah.
Which would feel like, 2 options in the same theme.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Not that we couldn't do that instead of Key Blast guy.
Yeah. What about a shadow face? Like a diplomatic assassin kind of thing.
Okay. So we could have someone who has...
We give anybody a shadow teleport? Those are always cool.
I do not know. I don't think so.
I know Magician has the Bamf away from damage.
Mm-hmm.
I think somebody else has I think maybe Extra Planar Sorcerer has a Bamf.
Yeah, there's somebody else who has one. That none of them are associated with
Shadows.
Shadows, though, but I'm trying to see let me find the Sneak Thief real quick. I feel like, and the Sneak Thief isn't magical, but
yeah.
No, we didn't give anything like that.
All right. I mean, a shadow teleport, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, a shadow teleport, and then some type of special skill bonus. Is that what you're thinking? You said diplomatic assassin. Or are you thinking just I
mean, not a ninja, but somebody who's more
because I was almost thinking someone who has cunning and guile.
Yeah.
They're good at sneaking, but also good at talking to people.
Mm-hmm. Like Jan Bowan.
Too bad that never got put out.
Oh, man. Things y'all missed.
Yeah. Man, if that would have been.
Every time, man. I am Jan Bowan.
Yeah, so I don't know if we talked about this yet on the podcast, but I was running a game a while back, and I had given a character who had a he had some level of nobility, and I told him that his name, carried weight. And so he started every conversation by introducing himself, even to people who had known him his entire life.
Yeah, it's raised him from a baby. This is basically his sword-wielding nanny. And he's like, I am Jan Boan.
He couldn't not start a conversation by just saying who he was.
Yeah, he was supposed to be our face.
That got old. I mean, eventually we laughed a ton.
Yeah, we laughed, and then it got old, and then it started to be funny again.
Yeah. Only because he got an opportunity to speak before a crowd, and wouldn't you know?
Every time we had to talk, we're like, all right, you don't have to introduce yourself like this, in character, out of character, whatever. First time he gets to speak before a big city full of people we just saved. I am Jan Boan.
I just died laughing.
But anyway, I do like a shadow diplomancer.
Yeah.
Shadow ambassador.
So I think now I'm thinking going back that we should probably, when we rework how skills work, I think we may drop some more skills in certain archetypes that we already know feel a little weak.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a couple of sneak thief, like Hitman feels real strong.
Oh, Hitman's good. It's going to kill some people.
Hitman real good. And then the other two inherently felt a little weaker, and it might be good to just give them a little bit more skill buff. So they'll all get generic skill points, and maybe they'll get, but that might be a good way to equalize some of our subclasses, is dropping additional skill bonuses. And this one could get like a +1 to finesse and a +1 to influence. Some kind of, passive skill buff.
Yeah.
A shadow teleport.
Yeah, I would give them +1 to either finesse or influence.
Not both.
Not both. And then shadow teleport, and then another ribbon feature. Or no, shadow teleport would probably be combat only, right? Well, like the charge up mechanic, I guess, but
yeah, I think they could use it in I think they should be able to. That's something I would want them to be able to use sneaking around.
Would it be a vigor ability?
I think it would be a vigor ability.
Okay.
So there would be some limitation on it, but I would like them
to just be able to do it.
Well, I want it to be a vigor ability because I think it should cost resource so that it's not all the time necessarily.
Right. So how good can it be for one resource so they could use it every turn if they wanted?
So I think the out of combat benefit is that you could sneak into a place better.
Yeah.
There's a range limit. So you can't you can't teleport 600 feet.
Yeah.
Well, there's a shadow over there.
I can see it, so I'm going to bamf to it.
Yeah. So there's a range limit, but I think that you get a damage bonus.
Okay.
On the turn that you use it. So it has a vigor cost. Your next attack this turn does an amount of extra damage.
Yeah, it's an extra 2 points of damage.
Something like that. And then it's a quick action to use.
Okay.
Because it has to be a quick action, because if you come off the Mystic,
you won't have another.
You won't have an attack.
Yep. All right. So, quick action to use 1 point. What do you think? 30 or 60 feet?
And they already have 60-foot movement.
All right, so 60. They just move that far anyway. So
they could move 60 feet and then teleport 60 feet.
Another 60 feet and punch a guy in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
1 point, 60 feet. Next attack after you teleport, 2 extra damage.
What are the limitations of the teleport beyond range? You have to teleport to a shadow?
Teleport to a shadow. You cannot use your own shadow.
How big does a shadow have to be?
I don't know that we need to specify. I think any shadow will work as long as it's not yours.
Okay.
Oh, they should probably have dark vision as their other ribbon.
I'm going to put teleport to a shadow defined as not being in direct light.
Yes.
Dark vision 60 feet?
Yeah.
How far is the dark vision?
I don't think we have any limits on dark vision. I think if you end up with dark vision, you can just see in the dark.
Okay.
Is what? 4 things have dark vision right now?
Yeah.
No. Do gnomes have dark vision? I don't think they do. I think they just have tremor sense.
Yeah, I think so. Dwarves, deep elves.
Dragons, and now this.
Yeah. We haven't made any dragons yet.
Well, I think half dragon gets it, right?
Half dragon, I think, does. Yeah, half dragon has dark
vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 races in this.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So, yeah.
I don't know if we'll eventually add
ranges.
ranges.
I mean, there'll probably be magic items and stuff that do that, but I think dark vision should be hard to get.
Okay. Heal.
It will kill.
It will kill.
Gang, you don't even know. We had the funniest conversation earlier. You're going to see the meme later.
Yeah, if this meme takes over the internet, no, it started today.
It started right here, folks. This is your Know Your Meme page info.
But one of them is there. Clayton will have to tell you about the meme because it's from a show I don't know about.
Yeah, it's an anime and a Forged in Fire crossover.
Well, there you go, I guess.
I imagine that's going to be a lot of you people that listen to this. All right.
Yeah. Anime Forged in Fire, that probably does encapsulate like 70 to 90% of our audience is probably someone who would like both of those shows. And I say anime as literally any anime and Forged in Fire.
This specific anime is Gurren Lagann, which is not as popular as it used to be, but anime in general and Forged in Fire, I bet there's a big crossover among y'all.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is all the classes, guys.
Yeah, I think we done finished her up.
Well, Spell Sword, they're all going to need a little touching. Spell Sword, Artificer. I guess it's those 2 definitely need some, and then all of them are going to need a little going back over.
Yeah, I think Spell Sword just needs the archer, his arrows.
That might be all it is. So I remember when building Spell Sword, though, that in general I was like, I don't know, I felt uneasy.
Yeah, well, it was the first cross path we did that wasn't Ranger, wasn't it?
I think it was after Holy Knight. I think we did Holy Knight. But Holy Knight's easy.
Yeah, Holy Knight's just, how many Holy Paladin archetypes can you come up with?
Yeah, that's really not hard. This is, Spell Sword was kind of tough.
Yeah.
Sanguine Blade, I think, still needs a little work. And then Spell Archer needs, what do his spells do?
Yeah.
What do his archer spells do?
What his magic arrows do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess catch y'all next time.
Catch y'all on the flip side.